So at the bottom right, as the white Terran, we have kogeT. And at the left side, as the teal Zerg, we have eOnzErG coming off a very solid 2-0 ZvT win. So let's see how he does against kogeT. Whoops. I almost gave eOnzErG 9 points for spawning at the 9 o'clock position, but I don't think that's actually how it works. Alright, so what do we have here? Wait, has this ground always been cracked? I was like, why is the foundation of the command center all messed up like this? Huh, it's pretty cool. Is this good? Oh, I can't see the cracks because the creep is filling it in. Wait a minute, if creep, what if the Zerg was here, right? If the hatchery spawns here, and there's a crack here, wouldn't all of the creep just like seep into this crack thing and then the creep wouldn't spread? Right? I mean, come on, right? It's like how deep do you think this thing is? Like, what if there's like a super deep crevice and all the creep just filled it up and the Zerg couldn't spread creep anywhere? That'd be pretty funny. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think Blizzard should definitely do that. If Zerg spawns at the 5 o'clock on Outsider, they just shouldn't get any creep. I think that's fair. It's like Overlord for eOnzErG, scouting in the wrong direction for him. Oops. And I'm losing control of my mouse. This building placement makes me feel like he's gonna build a factory here. Is he getting gas? He is getting gas. Hey! Yeah, this is like a wall where you can do the factory, and I think it's ling tight, except maybe here. I'm not really sure. So we're gonna have some shenanigans here from kogeT. And I think going for tech builds on Outsider in particular is not a bad choice. It's kind of the same way you see Protoss against Zerg very often, open 2-gate or even 1-base tech, and basically get the free back expansion and do all kinds of shenanigans. And it looks like eOnzErG trying to do some spit in action on this SCV. All three workers getting a little bit bugged out. And there's the factory, as I suggested, but oh my god, the drone got a kill. I was just looking at the chat because Foxhan said hi, and says it's okay to say Foxhan. Alright, I think Foxhan's easy to pronounce. Foxhan. Wait, what? The Marine shot the refinery, I think. Wait. I was like, the Marine was down here and the drone was up there, and I heard the Marine shooting. I was like, what the hell is it shooting? I think the Marine just shot the Terran's own refinery. That's actually awesome. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, 1 HP! Get him, drone! Oh, he can't leave though. No way. Oh, got him. Matt, could you imagine if that drone killed 2 SCVs? If I was kogeT and that drone killed 2 SCVs, I'd just immediately leave the game. Ay, 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 ay. Alright, so SCV sees that it's a 2-hatch build here from eOnzErG. How the heck did this SCV get in through the sunken? Was it already in the base? Wait a minute. How the heck did that guy get in? Anyway, nice sunken timing here for Eon, making sure not to die to the Vulture. And indeed, we have both a Spire and a Hydrodent being placed. It seems that neither, though, will be spotted by the SCV. What do we have here? Ooh, getting a Starport with control tower. Gonna go for some drops here, presumably Vulture drops into expansion. I think. Oh my God, he's doing the Kix build. Kix, he's doing the build. He's going Valconic. He's gonna get Valkyries. He's gonna go Vulture drop into Valkyries. Is that Valconic, or do you do that in Valconic? Do you do Vulture drop when you go Valconic? Maybe that's not the right name. I don't know. Whatever, it's close enough. Man, I really wish I had Kicks on stream right now telling me like exactly how this build works and all the timings and stuff. I can't even ask him because we're not live today. We're 3-minute delay. Ugh, so lame. Someone's just telling me creep is like a carpet. It holds in the air over the cracks. But it's a liquid, right? Look at this stuff. It's like a gel. I don't know. Anyway. So there's the expansion. Presumably this is... I mean, it could be one Wraith into dropship. We'll see. But look at this. eOnzErG is prepared. He's got Hydras here. He's got Hydras blocking the ramp. He's all safe and fine and happy. So basically, wait, what? Wait, he didn't make a dropship. Oh. Okay. Well. Oh, is this? I wonder if this is because he scouted it was 2-hatch rather than 3-hatch. So he figured against 2-hatch Muta, going dropship first would be too slow. And so he just rushed straight for the Valkyrie first and the Goliaths. But he didn't actually make that many Vultures either, so that makes me think like this was the entire point from the beginning. And hello Mutas. You can't do anything here today, I'm afraid. Nice little block here as well. eOnzErG, by the way, is still only on 2-hatch. Is he just gonna go all in with a bust? Okay, no, he's got his 3rd hatch at the top left. Okay, see, so he tricked the drone through, he pushed the drone through the minerals, and has now got a hatchery at the top left. The problem for eOnzErG is these Mutas are gonna do very little damage because if they killed one SCV and a turret, the turret might have even been cancelled. But with 2 Valkyries already finished and the Goliath, there's nothing really that they can do. And here we see the barracks being placed. So maybe I can explain Valconic a little bit better. Valconic is effectively just Medic Marine plus Valkyries is kind of the core. And I mean, it's kind of a gimmicky build, to be honest. Like, you know, you basically, you can open with Vulture drops if you want. You can open with weird or like Vulture run-bys and other shenanigans, and you can go back into this style. And the reason you want to rush for these Valkyries is it kind of covers your... It kind of covers the weakness in going for a tech rush in TVZ, which is that you don't have the Medic Marine backbone that you need to defend against Mutas. So basically you need to rely on these Valkyries and also keeping the Valkyries alive because of how low your actual Medic Marine count is until you can get the additional barracks up. And then when you move out with your Medic Marine and Valkyrie, you basically complete, like the Mutas can't actually do anything against you. You know, the Valkyries have pretty good range, and if you try and run in too close and like Scourge Snipe stuff, the Medic Marine will shred you from the bottom. But he really wants to not lose this. You can do some kind of patrol micro with Valkyries, but you can see one Valkyrie does fall, but the others do stay alive. And the Scourge Snipe, but the tank actually gets sniped off here. The tank gets sniped off, but how many Mutas are going to die? 3 Mutas barely alive. kogeT is giving chase, but they're not going to catch up. But now a big Lurker army's running in here. Where's the siege tank? Is there a siege tank? There's no siege tank, and this actually could just be a ground bust for eOnzErG. This SCV's coming to repair, but the splash damage from the Lurkers is going to kill all of them. Can he repair it in time? There's no more scan. He needs to scan again. There's the second scan, but the bunker is dead. And this is horrible for kogeT. He's getting busted by the Lurkers at the front. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think kogeT is dead here. The turrets in the main actually providing some protection here. He was so focused on the anti-muta defense that he did not have his tank with siege mode in time. And is now gonna die. I'm pretty sure he's gonna die to this. The tank is gonna fall. The tank is what he needs against the Lurkers. The Valkyries are doing nothing now. Another tank does pop out. It looks like this Lurker might not even be in detection range. Okay, no it is. He gets it. And it looks like he's gonna keep the tank alive barely. Oh no, the tank! Oh, run, tank, run! Alright, he did. What's happening? Alright, the Valkyries are actually just running around trying to kill as much as they can. eOnzErG made like 12 links at the top left that can't do anything. He must have just had all his hatcheries hotkeyed, and without thinking of which one was which, he just, you know, hit like 5SZ, 6SZ, 7SZ. But unfortunately, his 7SZ doesn't do anything because the links are all spawning on behind the minerals that can't leave. That actually might save kogeT for the time being. There's 12 links trapped here that can't do anything for eOnzErG. Like, could you imagine if those 12 links were actually here? kogeT would have GG'd already. But because those 12 links are stuck, eOnzErG actually doesn't have enough to completely kill him yet. Now, eOnzErG's already got his hive, but eOnzErG is actually losing a decent amount of overlords to these Valkyries. One Valkyrie appears to have died, but the other one is still running around killing stuff with the Halo rockets. Oh man, this is actually hilarious. He's got a lurker here too. He's got a lurker. It's not gonna do anything. Now, kogeT doesn't need to land this here. He can float this over here. Just float it over here and mine from the back, right? Hold your ramp and mine from the back expo. That's actually hilarious. Oh man, that actually makes me so happy. I don't know why. I mean, eOnzErG, don't get me wrong, eOnzErG is still solidly in the lead here. All right, he's at 55 supply against 46. He somehow already got his hive, already got his defiler mound. And now he's okay. Now he's got a Nidus. Okay, so he's connected with a Nidus. Now he can get the units out. That is actually just so cute. I don't know why kogeT isn't just floating this to the back. Because then he could start building SCVs and start mining again, right? Otherwise he's just gonna mine out his main. He really should just float this. I don't know why he needs to take the natural here. This is the whole point of Outsider being obnoxious and awesome at the same time. Oh god. Rip. So unfortunately for kogeT, eOnzErG does see the drop of the mutas, sorry, with the overload, and GG from kogeT. eOnzErG takes game number 1 here. Anyway, at the top right as the red Zerg, we have eOnzErG, and at the bottom right as the teal Terran, we have kogeT. So eOnzErG up 1-0 here, making a really solid run through this qualifier. Can kogeT put a stop to this? So what do we got here? Nothing crazy so far. I highly doubt kogeT will go for the same build on Fighting Spirit. I mean, it definitely still works on Fighting Spirit, but you know, Outsider kind of naturally. You naturally want to go for these, you know, more air-focused builds. And so, I don't know. Are we gonna see +1 5 racks? Are we gonna see something like that? I can see people. I'm reading the chat actually. It's quite interesting. People discussing how good the build is. True Dutch says actually the build is pretty good. It's just the micro from kogeT wasn't quite up to snuff. I mean, what are you supposed to do against that lurker attack though, right? Because that lurker attack was super strong. I mean, did he just get his siege mode a little bit late? Because maybe if he had, I mean, thinking about it, if he had siege mode, like that one tank that he had, if it was sieged at the front, and he scanned in time, because he scanned it initially, but I think the scan wore out, and he didn't scan again for a little while, so he lost vision. So maybe that would have helped. Apparently, there's actually eOnzErG is actually so good at this game that he sent a Zergling to kogeT's house to attack him. Oh my god, maybe that's where the Zerglings that were in the top left corner went from last game, right? Because they got so frustrated at not being able to do anything in that game that they decided to just leap off the map and into kogeT's house. So that's a bit unfortunate for kogeT. It's like 12 hatch from eOnzErG with the drone scout. And I believe this is just going to be a 1 Rax expand here from kogeT. Wait, did I say kogeT 12 hatched? I of course meant eOnzErG 12 hatched. Now, unfortunately for eOnzErG, he's going to scout cross map, but if he knows the timings well, he will realize that his opponent isn't cross map, right? Yeah, you look at the minimap. He changed his drone direction without actually going to the bottom left, because he knows kogeT must be close positions from this SCV timing. But unfortunately, he picked the wrong direction with the drone. So you can look at it. The drone now goes back home because the Overlord sees the command center here. It's really cool. I love how you can actually see the player cameras as well, because you can see the exact moment that they see something and immediately change direction or immediately do something. I also realized I can use it to help me keep track of drops, because actually a couple of times yesterday there were drops happening on the map that I didn't actually notice myself, but I saw the player's camera on the minimap change to like a random location at their opponent's base, and I was like, ah, I guess there's a drop over there. So that's a really cool feature, I think. Anyway, it is a 3-hatch build here from eOnzErG, very, very standard. And we are going to see 1 Rax expand into 2 Rax Academy from kogeT, which is kind of the other variation of going into whatchamacallit, going into bio. Mergen. Sinistra says it's Mergen. Mazur says it's him. Oh, apparently it's Mazur. Hey, that random long name is actually Mazur. All right, what's up, dude? All right, I might try and catch. Oh, and he's gonna be playing the winner of this. In which case, we can just keep following this side of the bracket, straight up the bracket. That's actually perfect. I would love to see either of these players play against Mazur. I think eOnzErG versus Mazur would be really interesting. Mazur played some pretty sick PVZs against Drone yesterday. We're dead. Dude, the explosion of the SCVs is so cool. It reminds me of like those kind of like old 80s action movies explosions. Hey, True Touch with the subscription. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good luck in the tournament, dude. Assuming you're still in. I think you're still in the tournament, right? I think we saw you win before. True Touch, my man. For anyone who doesn't know, True Touch, of course, one of the top 4 in Zergs at the moment. Back when I was still very actively casting several years ago, I think it was basically Seiki #1, and then like eOnzErG and True Touch 2 and 3, I guess, something like that. Not sure of the various power levels today, since a lot of random old school players are also coming back and putting in some good games. Man, that was back when like every tournament ended with just a bunch of ZvZs. Yay. Alright, we got 3-hatch Muta here from eOnzErG. And yeah, it's just gonna be chilling until we see something coming out. Hey, oh, okay. All right, Mergen is Mazur. All right, so Sinistro wasn't wrong. It is Mergen, and Mergen is Mazur. Hey, we figured it out. We figured it out. And you guys also have figured out that 3-minute stream delay is kind of weird for when I'm trying to talk to chat. Oh man. I am of course doing the 3-minute stream delay just to make absolutely sure there's no possible stream cheating or anything like that, because this is a very, very big event. So even though normally I do everything live and just kind of, you know, rely on the honor system for the players, I figure since it's a $16,000 event, you don't really want to be messing around here, so I do have a 3-minute delay on the stream. And it looks like, well, pretty normal stuff here. Staying on just the 2 barracks, getting the factory. So kogeT going quite fast up to his science vessel to help maybe get a big irradiate on the Mutas stack. But the problem is he's gonna have not that many medic marine off just the 2 barracks, and he also, you know, didn't go for the fast +1, so he's not. They're also going to be unupgraded medic marine, and he apparently made 3 fire bats, 2 in the top left and 1 in his base. Which again, if you think about it, those could have been 3 marines, or you know, 3 medics or something. So that's again weakening his anti-air force. But eOnzErG is not actually moving out for some reason. He's just waiting in his base. Okay, literally he's just waiting for 10 Mutalisks for some reason. And is now moving out. So I'm not sure why he didn't just go straight away with his first 9 Mutas. But he is moving in now. And there are 3 turrets here. Can kogeT hold them on? Nice repair from kogeT. Forces an extra volley from eOnzErG. But eOnzErG doing quite a bit of damage now. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is suboptimal from for kogeT. Oh man, these Mutas doing a lot of damage. Oh, he's taking a lot of turret shots, he's taking a lot of marine fire, and he's piecing out. He's down to 9 from the initial 11. Or was it 10? I think it was 11. Like I said, memory of a goldfish. Or that wasn't even me who said it. Who said that? Who said I have a memory of a 3-year-old? Because you're absolutely right. Alright, so the hive is on the way. Lurker's morphing. The firebats were cleared out by some Zerglings. But they did, it seems, delay third base by a bit. But man, look at how much damage kogeT is taking. And the Marines are just stuck. The Marines are stuck. Oh god, he scans, but the Marines aren't even in range. Oh man, this is horrible. Now the good thing for him is his first science vessel should be starting shortly here, presumably once he gets the gas. And then, you know, a big irradiate could just put an immediate stop to this Muta attack. Oh, getting a few pot shots off on this Overlord as well. But it's not great for kogeT. He's moving out now. He's got a couple of tanks. So unlike the normal TVZ at this time that we would often see, which is, you know, just pure giant bio ball running around, we're going to see a couple of tanks here. We're going to see a relatively quick vessel from kogeT, which will be very useful considering there's already lurkers on the field. He did see the burrow, but is unfortunately going to let his tank walk into range. He might lose it to the Muta stack. Oh, does lose 1 tank to the Mutas. Waiting for the first vessel, just getting constantly harassed. The third base is still not quite done for eOnzErG, but it looks like eOnzErG might be just moving in here. The tank's sieged up, but he's just gonna go straight in and kill it. Oh man, no mercy here from eOnzErG. What do we got coming out the natural? There's another tank in the natural. The Lurker Ling actually just running into the natural. There is 1 bunker there. kogeT has to be careful. He scans himself. Looks like the Muta stacking Overlord does get picked off, at least for him. And there are a couple more Marines loading up. He's actually pulling SCVs because he's a little bit scared. He's got to be careful not to let this vessel get sniped by the Mutalisks. It's like Nidus Canal now coming up. It looks like he's actually just going to use this Medic Marine group to go and attack. No Lurker actually defending the top left base, so I don't know if kogeT knows this though. If kogeT saw this, he could actually move to the top left and attack that. These could potentially be some stop Lurkers, I'm not really sure. The rest of the force appears to have just pieced out and gone the other way. Yeah, it looks like eOnzErG actually thought that kogeT's army went to attack his top left base, but is now realizing that it's actually just sitting here outside of his natural. Oh man, I think this Marine force is just gonna get smashed here in the middle of the map. He has to run away. Whoa! Gotta run away. Oh man, 2 Lurkers coming in from the back. Barely doesn't kill this one. And now he's going in with the Muta Ling. He's targeting down some Mutas. Gets one of the Mutas, but these Marines are gonna get consumed and turned into biomass to feed the ever-hungry Zerg Swarm. Looks like we're going up to a second starport here. We're getting Vulture Mines, I assume this is. And additional factories, okay. And a third command center, but he's not lifting the barracks. He's not doing a full mech switch. He's doing he's going into kind of like biomech. He's gonna start getting a lot of vultures with mines to lay around the map. Kind of do like the early vulture mines. It's kind of similar to what we saw Mers do. And oh man, unlucky. kogeT actually irradiates a highly damaged Muta and isn't able to do that much damage. The damaged Muta just dies super quickly. eOnzErG didn't even have time to split out the irradiated Muta before it just died by itself. Now he's moving in though. He's got Dark Swarm. Lurkers in range of the siege tanks. kogeT moving to the left side. I guess getting these fast vultures with mines will help a lot in stopping this push forward with the Dark Swarm. The mines, again, nothing that Zerg has really deals with this effectively. And looks like he's now using the small force that is still on the map to block reinforcements. So once this Dark Swarm runs out, he should be able to deal with this, relatively easily. There's one more Zergling left here, it seems, for the Defiler to consume. So he could potentially do one more Dark Swarm. Meanwhile, eOnzErG actually... it doesn't have that many drones. He's been quite aggressive this game, and you can see kogeT's still like over 20 supply ahead. So even though eOnzErG has been constantly on the offensive, I mean he's literally in the Terran's base. I don't think kogeT is necessarily in that terrible of a position. And there's the Irradia on the Defiler. Probably just gonna chuck the Swarm down right before it dies. Oh no, listen, eOnzErG not paying attention. eOnzErG not paying attention. Mass Fire Bat, what the hell? Mass Fire Bat coming out. Looks like a few more reinforcements get stopped by kogeT. kogeT just building 2 rounds of fire bats with all of his barracks there. I mean, fire bats do their damage under Dark Swarm, but unfortunately for him, gonna have to immediately lift this third command center. Oh man, all right, he does pay attention. He does lift the third command center. Some cracklings coming in to deny this. Looks like +1 carapace against +1 attack. Are the upgrades. eOnzErG preparing to take this 4th base, but again, he hasn't really... Okay, now it looks like he's just added on some drones. I was going to say, might want to do a round of droning up here, and that's exactly what he's done. But kogeT is starting to take back this game. It looked really difficult for him after that Muta harass. He definitely took more damage from that Muta harass than I think he should have, possibly, again, due to the choice of build, only opting for 2 barracks and then tech buildings. But he's making a comeback here. He's laying a lot of mines. He's got 3 factories pumping these vultures. Gonna lay mines everywhere. Looks like the Muta's coming in again. Gonna get irradiated though. Oh man, nice damage. And that's pretty much the end of these Mutas. Only 2 Mutas left. Gonna just walk down here, see what kind of harassment they can do. Which is actually gonna be decent because there's no anti-air here. But look at the mini-map. Oh my god, he's gonna infest it. There's a queen. The main Terran army is moving to the top left. If he can do enough damage, he needs to get this below half health. He needs to not show the queen. He needs to not show kogeT the queen. Oh no, there's the mass repair. kogeT knows he saw the queen. He's mass repairing the command center so that it cannot get infested. Nice try there by eOnzErG, and instead just gonna go for the parasite on the random marine, although he might just end up killing it. Meanwhile, mass fire bats coming out for kogeT to the top left. kogeT is floating a lot of money. He's at 2k minerals and 1.5k gas. kogeT not really keeping on top of his macro at this point. I mean, he's got so much money in the bank. And it looks like... just gonna chill here. Even with fire bats, doesn't really want to walk into 4 lurkers. That would be quite painful for him. Oh, and this is very painful for him. Oh, man. eOnzErG with the Plague Ooze. But kogeT, though, look at the supply count, 151 to 95. kogeT is in a very different position than the previous Terran games we saw against eOnzErG. Look at, he's taking the bottom left base, has a huge standing army. He's finally controlled all these shenanigans at the 6 o'clock. Again, needs to maybe take care of his macro a little bit better, and maybe also take care of his science buzz a little bit better. But you know, I can forgive him for this because late game TVZ control when you're still on bio is super hard to keep track of everything. The queen just kind of sitting awkwardly here. It's lost its purpose in life. And what do we got? Looks like some drones being transferred through the Nidus so they can go to the fresh 4th base here. But double expand here from kogeT. I mean, he's got so much money. He can throw down like 7 factories here or something. And not even have to worry about it. He's got super high supply, super high money, a nice little harassment attack here for eOnzErG. But there's actually a couple of Marines that are going to take care of this. Still only 1-0. Interestingly, I think kogeT might have just stopped. Yeah, kogeT lifted his engineering bay. kogeT did not upgrade his bio past 1 attack. He got +1 attack, and he went straight for the armory and the mech upgrades. Has he finished a mech upgrade? Not quite yet, but he does have 2 armories, I think, right? Yeah, he's got the 2 armories. It looks like he's not actually using this one. But kogeT in a really, really good position in this game. Huge supply lead. He's got map control. He's got the expansion he wants. He's checking the 12 o'clock. He's checked the 3 o'clock. He knows exactly what's going on in this game. As long as he doesn't just get outmaneuvered and out microed in the late game, you know, he should have this because he's just going to get stronger and stronger. You know, once he switches out of this bio into the late game mech, it is going to be so hard for Eon to do anything. eOnzErG, meanwhile, is science vessel hunting right now. And he's parasited the dropship. That is super cute. It's going to stay alive, but it can't actually drop anywhere now without eOnzErG seeing it. This is actually a fantastic dropship target because this dropship is essentially dead. I mean, kogeT might as well just kill this dropship because it's never going to be able to drop without getting killed unless there's some kind of crazy attack going on at the same time that, you know, means that eOnzErG's distracted elsewhere. But that is actually a great parasite target. All right. What would be really cool is if kogeT now researches restore and for his medics and restores the dropship to remove the parasite. That'd be really cool. Alright, so it looks like... Oh, a couple of vessels getting sniped here. Yeah, kogeT definitely not really protecting his vessels very well, and I think eOnzErG is seeing that, so he's trying to take advantage. But kogeT now with 5 operational bases. I mean, okay, no, technically his main and his natural are mined out, so he's really at 3 mining bases, but still, you know, gonna deny the space here at the 3 o'clock position. eOnzErG gonna be kept on his initial 4 bases here. Nice plague again though. eOnzErG really doing good plagues here. I think eOnzErG definitely, like when I watch a stream, definitely does fantastic plagues. And looks like he's actually really catching up to supply. Look at this, up to 152. Is this gonna be a drop? Could be a drop, but look at this turret wall though. Oh my god, look at this turret wall. Meanwhile, the queen has parasited the Goliath again. So it looks like you got about 3 parasites worth of value from that queen. Meanwhile, another drop potentially going down. I think the overlord that went to drop here actually just died to the turrets, but there's only a couple of turrets here. He could potentially have a nice drop here at the bottom left, but it looks like Vulture's running in to the top left, actually killing a lot of the drones here. Ultralisks are on the field, 4-2 Ultras. Here comes the drop. Tanks are coming back. One of the Overlords dies before anything can actually come out of the drops. Oh man, unfortunate for eOnzErG. More Overlords running into the middle, and it looks like eOnzErG realizing the drops aren't really gonna cut it. Gonna just run out into the middle of the map. He's running with the Zerglings first. Doesn't want to blow his Ultras up on Spider Mines. So he's just letting the Lings just tank all the Spider Mine hits for him. The bottom left, even though it's protected nicely by this turret line, is not actually protected on the ground really, and even the 6 o'clock is still undefended. So you can see eOnzErG now going for the 6 o'clock, going for the drop and just ground attack combo. How much does he actually have in this drop? Well, looks like not enough. Definitely not enough. There is the big mech army. 1-0 finish for that mech army. eOnzErG does have an upgrade advantage at least. He does have 2-2 already, melee attack and carapace, whereas the mech is only at 1-0. But kogeT will or should be catching up to him. eOnzErG, by the way, actually got supply blocked. eOnzErG is actually just suiciding a lot of overlords around the map here to try and find a location to actually drop into, but he really can't afford to be this inefficient with his army, given that he's unable to take a 5th base here. still on his original 4 bases. Gets a really nice run in with these cracklings, and look at these cracklings just tear apart everything here. I think the upgrade's really coming into play here. Just a handful of cracklings annihilating everything. More overlords coming down. Who knows if they're actually full with units or anything. There's even an irradiate just in case. And it looks like the irradiated overlord is just gonna peace out of here. Oh my god. What madness is this? A lot of factories here, a lot of factories being added at the bottom left. kogeT finally getting his money down here to below 1,000 and now moving out with the mech army. The Ultraling though is coming in and he's not quite gonna get any drops off. GG from eOnzErG. eOnzErG realizing he cannot stop the late game mech, cannot get a 5th base, and taps out. So kogeT winning a great long game ZvT against eOnzErG after being behind in the early game. I am very surprised by this. That is very impressive play from kogeT, who just has a simple LOL in response to that victory. Which player will make it to the quarterfinal? Is it going to be kogeT, who is our Terran player here at the top left, or will it be eOnzErG, our BrownZerg player at the top right? 1-all is the score. And a nice big map to conclude the series. Okay, what can we expect to see here? So kogeT seems to not be a fan of the +1/5 racks build, going for a much faster tech build in both games so far. Didn't quite work out for him in game number 1. Worked out, to be honest, I don't think it worked out quite well for him last game either, but he did some really good follow-up play, like intercepting, eOnzErG's reinforcements, being relatively efficient with his Marines out on the map, even though he didn't defend the mutas that well. And I think part of that was also eOnzErG being extremely aggressive, and even though he did get his 3 bases, he didn't do a round of droning, so he was relatively lower economy, I think, than he might otherwise be. So I think that slowed him down a little bit. And hey, we've got a subscriber, a Pointless Salamander has subscribed. Interesting ID there. I'm not quite sure what point a salamander would have, but whatever point that is, Pointless Salamander doesn't have it, unfortunately. So it's okay. It's okay. Just, you know what, Pointless Salamander? I'm giving you a new purpose. Purpose. How do you say that word? Purpose. Your new purpose is to watch StarCraft Brood War and be happy. Be joyous. Celebrate. eOnzErG went 12 hatch 12 pool there. He made an extra drone, I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain he made an extra drone. And also did a drone scout cross map and then changed direction when the SCV got into his base. So the Overlord sees the Terran's not bottom right, and he knows Terran must be close position from the SCV, so he goes straight over here. And oh god, oh god. Alright, Marine's here. We're fine. Oh, he actually got the drone too. That's a little unfortunate for eOnzErG. Usually you would expect that drone to be able to escape. I was like, no. There's no way he's actually gas stealing. I mean, the natural hatchery's already finished. It doesn't do anything. Like, he just takes it at the natural. That does absolutely nothing. He's not even canceling it though. I mean, I guess it's kind of annoying. But like, there's the cancel. Like, it doesn't actually do anything, right? Okay, so What do we got here? We got gas being taken already. This could actually be fast +1. This could actually be the build. Guess we'll see here. Marine's already in the bunker, so these things aren't really going to do anything. But he can harass the bottom of the minerals, as we already saw him do in a previous game, I think against Mers. Looks like Sunken Colony on the way as well. Gonna stop this SCV from seeing anything. That's a pretty quick Sunken, is it not? Does that mean he's doing something sneaky in his base? Normally you don't need the Sunken this early, do you? Unless you're expecting some kind of like fast vulture or something, but that's not really what kogeT's shown here. Unless eOnz is slightly paranoid because of the bunker already being here. Maybe that's not it. Wow, Pointless Salamander with the 1770 donation. Holy moly. Alright, let me just make sure nothing crazy is happening in the game. Now I'll read your donation. Pointless Salamander says, I enjoyed watching your stream when times were bad a few years back. Thanks for being awesome. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, man. I hope you found your porpoise in life. That's right, not your purpose. Because a porpoise, if you should find one, seems much more awesome. So let that be your goal from now on. But thank you so much, dude. Anyway, we've got 2 racks Academy. It wasn't actually fast +1. I guess I probably could have figured that because the gas wasn't quite fast enough. I think the gas was a few supply too slow for the normal +1. If Kix was here, he could actually tell me, but he's not, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I knew it all along. I just didn't say it because, you know, I wanted to let you guys figure it out for yourself. You know, it's like the best teachers. They don't tell you what to think or what's correct. They let you figure it out yourself. They guide you towards the solution, right? Okay, so we've got double tech buildings here. We've got Spire and Hydroden, and I believe kogeT saw both of them with his scans. So, you know, the question is, how does he react? Now, very often when you see both of these, the den is the fake one. I feel like on the whole, it's more common that the den is fake. But I guess we'll see which eOnzErG decides to go for here. I don't see any reaction either way yet from kogeT. It appears that it's Muta. Wait, what? Wait, what? Guys, can you see this on the minimap? This is the Terran base, and this is eOnzErG's third base. Terran, Zerg. Something is not quite right here. Something is definitely strange. Look at these, right? That's like right here, but he's not gonna scout it. I mean, this is the ballsiest, but like smartest hidden base ever. Why would the Terran ever scout that base? He's never gonna scout that base. That is actually the perfect hidden base. You know, normally you might be like, oh, I'll take the 6 o'clock base, or I'll take the bottom left main as my hidden expansion. But eOnzErG is like, no. Let me show you how to take a hidden base. Holy moly. Holy bananas. Alright, well. Oh. Looks like the Muta's gonna get pushed back a little bit. It was Muta's after all. I'm pretty sure kogeT figured that. There's no second bunker at the front. So kogeT kind of had the same line of thought that I did, that it's most likely just Muta's. And it looks like he's got plenty of turrets here, he's got a good amount of turrets here. So yeah, that's pretty good. And eOnzErG not even bothering to go into the main, he's just trying to harass this medic marine group. But look at this, the hatchery is right here, it's finished. kogeT could just walk 2 seconds this way and just kill it. But he has no idea that that's there. Look, he's going to the bottom right. He might scan the bottom right and just see that there's nothing there. See, he's going. He's like, oh my god, dude, Tyrannical, you are doing some masterful trolling, man. Tyrannical has like non-stop been making me paranoid that things are broken on the stream. And every time I see it, like, it takes me a second to figure out that he's actually just trolling me. But it's masterful. Although it looks like Lucky Noob actually initiated it this time. So I'll give credit where credit is due. That one was on Lucky Noob. Good old Lucky Noob. Alright, we got a lot of muted link coming in though. Look, kogeT actually didn't scan the bottom right. kogeT just assumed the hatchery would be here. He comes down here, he's like, oh. He actually is looking for the drone, I think. He actually probably thinks that eOnzErG was making the hatchery there, canceled it, and is hiding the drone because he couldn't defend it. But that's completely not the case, right? The case is actually, this base is already up, there's already lurkers defending it, so even if he scouts it now, it's not that easy for him to kill. And the conclusion is that eOnzErG is a genius. Alright, but we do have... Well, actually, this is a pretty small medic marine force now. Looks like he's actually splitting some units out. He's got one dude over here. Look at this, you see? The marine went over here to look for a drone, because this is the most likely place that a drone would hide. He's... Oh my god, I thought he was going to the 9 o'clock, but he's actually here. He's actually just here. Oh, wait. Oh, he's going to lose a few marines that caught on the top side. He does have +1 attack. Any upgrades for Zerg yet? Looks like not quite yet. And look at this eOnzErG's great army movement. Now catching the marines on the wrong side of the bridge. Look at this, the back marines unable to fire. Now going on the other side here. eOnzErG really great use of the terrain here. Running around the top, baiting the marines, dragging them this way, dragging them that way, dragging them every way. But kogeT still has a 20 supply advantage. His SCV line has been untouched. Yes, he's lost a decent number of marines. Yes, he hasn't been able to put pressure on the Zerg. Yes, he has no idea that there's a base here. Look at the minimap. He's checking 6. He's checking the bottom left. He checked the natural. Now he's gonna see it. Is he gonna check it? No, he's not. Marine, you didn't check. This is the only base. Look, he checks this base too. This is the only base that kogeT has not had vision of this game. Look at the way the fog has been split. 9 o'clock and that mineral only. Those are the only two bases that kogeT has not had vision of this entire game. If kogeT loses this game and watches this replay, he's gonna facepalm so hard, his hand's gonna come out the back of his head. It's like somebody's gonna have, like, somebody call an, if kogeT loses this game, somebody call an ambulance for him, because it is not gonna be pretty. And there's a Greater Spire here on the way for eOnzErG. He's got another Evolution Chamber, gonna get those upgrades up. You know, a big attack now coming in from the left side, because remember, there was a Nidus Canal there as well. The Nidus Canal, right next to kogeT's natural, allows absolutely insane army movements. kogeT has no idea how this army got here without him seeing it. He's like, there's no third base. I was already in the middle of the map. How could this army get to my natural without me seeing it? It makes no sense to kogeT. Like, I'm wondering right now, does kogeT now think that there's something at the 9 o'clock? He must be suspicious that there's something at the 9 o'clock, but he's still not. Is he going there? Did he scan it? Oh my god, he finally knows. He finally knows. He's like, what? Why is there a base here? But he can't go down the ramp because there's lurkers. He cannot go down the ramp. +1 carapace finishing as well for the Zerg player. 1-1 for the Marines. That doesn't mean they'll survive 3 lurker shots, but there are 3 lurkers, so that is perfect for eOnzErG. Meanwhile, the lurkers at the front still doing damage, and SCV coming out to fight. He has so little DPS. He's got not enough DPS to actually kill this. And kogeT now losing the army at the front to the Dark Swarm. kogeT, I think, is in a bit of trouble here. His command center is being blocked. He's building a hidden base as well that eOnzErG's Zergling is actually not correctly scouting. This game is actually bonkers. And again, this game, by the way, is a deciding game in this best of 3. The winner of this game goes on to face Mazor in the round of 8. The loser of this game is out of the tournament. It's single elim. Both players playing for their life here in this qualifier. The qualifier for a $16,000 tournament is actually hinging on a freaking hidden base next to the Terran's base. Like, I love this. Look at this. His army movement. Terran can't stop it. Look at this. kogeT's army is in the middle of the map, and it's absolutely useless. Because normally this army positioning stops the Zerg from getting to your base, right? You intercept the Zerg, you stop the lurkers, you stop the defilers from walking into your base. But because this Nidus Canal is in the 9 o'clock, he's just moving all of his units straight to the Terran's natural. These units aren't doing anything. These mines aren't doing anything. Who cares if you have mines outside the Terran natural when eOnzErG can just Nidus down there? And it looks like a Zergling has found this hidden base from kogeT. So kogeT's attempt at a hidden base is unfortunately not as successful. And now the Guardians are finished! And now the Guardians are finished! And kogeT is in so much trouble. No irradiates available on any of these science vessels. He's just losing everything at his natural. One more lurker coming in here, but can only be dealt with by the fire bats. But I think this has got to be it for eOnzErG, or sorry, for kogeT. I mean, maybe some kind of sick eraser can deal with these dudes. He must be building a Wraith now, but he's lost his natural. He can't mine from the third. He's only mining from his main base, which has very few minerals left. And look at eOnzErG now streaming units out of his main base, dealing with those spider mines, getting his Ultralisk Cavern as well. No fourth base, but he doesn't need it. There's one Irradiate on a Guardian, but that's not enough. 3 more Guardians in the back. kogeT at least has 4 Science Vessels that can maybe, you know, abuse that OP Irradiate to do something. Some Scourge here now for eOnzErG, though, are going to take down any Wraith that tries to come out. But it looks like the Guardians go too close. The Guardians move too far forward, and kogeT is able to clear out 2 of the Guardians. And kogeT somehow is still 30 supply ahead. I have no idea how this is even possible, but kogeT is still 30 supply ahead. However, his bottom left base is busted. He's going to have to lift off. He's probably going to lose all those SCVs, and that's going to drop him down like 10 supply or something. And and the mass fire bats. I love the mass fire bats. I love how we also scanned here, even though there's already a vessel to provide detection. But eOnzErG now going for the throat here, going for the jugular. He actually killed the bottom left base. This command center was not lifted. The Zerglings actually killed the command center at the bottom left. And kogeT is just desperately trying to hold on here. It seems all the Guardians have died. A big plague at the front here. I mean, look at this non-stop aggression, though, from eOnzErG as well. Really, really great. Really, really great. And then this transfer means that the main has been mined out, but the natural doesn't have that many minerals left. If kogeT can't secure his natural and actually send some SCVs over to his mineral only, he's going to be completely mined out. But oh no, the SCVs having to come back through the lurkers. The SCVs are fighting in range of lurkers. And I think this is going to be game. Game over, that is. And kogeT with the sad face. eOnzErG with the genius expansion at the 9 o'clock. Oh no, kogeT. GG! Wow. Wow. I cannot believe what I have just witnessed.